Welcome to the Canadian Power Platform Summit, where innovation, collaboration, and all things Power Platform takes center stage, eh? This year, we're bringing the Power Platform community in the stunning city of Vancouver, British Columbia. Whether you're a local enthusiast or joining us from around the globe, get ready for an unforgettable celebration. Our goal is to unite the local and international Power Platform communities against the backdrop of Canada's natural beauty. Vancouver, BC serves as the perfect host city, offering not just incredible content, but a chance to experience leisure like never before. Explore the iconic Stanley Park, where lush greenery meets the Pacific Ocean. It's the perfect spot for networking or just enjoying breathtaking views. And for the adventure seekers, don't miss out on a trip to Whistler, the world-renowned ski resort. Whether you're into skiing, snowboarding, or just soaking in the alpine beauty, Whistler has it all. Plus, with the conference happening in the spring, you'll witness Vancouver at its most vibrant. Soak in the cherry blossoms, enjoy the mild weather, and make the most of your time in this beautiful city. Join us for the Canadian Power Platform Summit, an immersive experience of learning, networking, and embracing the beauty of Vancouver. We can't wait to welcome you to this unique gathering of Power Platform enthusiasts. See you there, eh?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hello. Hey.
Howdy.
So we all got
the... Sorry. Go for it. I'm talking over everybody. Go for it.
I was about to say, it's good that we all coordinated our clothes today. So that's just totally random, right? So that's awesome.
I was just laughing at experiencing leisure like never before.
Hey, I did write this script. So cool. Welcoming everybody.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Welcoming everybody to our live stream. It's we're 15 days out. Like, holy cow, time is just completely whizzed by. And basically this is pretty exciting. This is all coming together. I am, as they say at Microsoft, I am super excited about this, everything coming together. This was an idea that, we had talked about, kind of like, I think we've all been involved in doing events before. And this is an idea I think Eric and I talked about a little bit a couple years ago. And then, of course, with the pandemic being, you guys probably seen that on the news, kind of knocking it out, but then trying to bring back in-person events. We talked, Victor, Eric, and I talked a bit about this fall. We talked about it with Chris. We kind of sparked the idea at MPP Summit in Vegas. Okay, we need to get this rolling. We brought Scott into the fold as well. And here we are. We, and a lot of questions came up was, could we pull this off? Could we get people willing to come after MVP Summit to speak? Could we get people to show up and buy tickets to an event? Could we get a venue? Could we get sponsors? And all of these things just happened. Yes. Checkbox. Speakers more than eager to speak. People, we did decide to sell tickets as opposed to giving a free access. And that was just to make sure people would show up and commit. It wasn't so much, it was just making sure. And then they sold out. And if you haven't got your ticket yet, get on the wait list. Things are in flux. Plans change, people will drop off, and then we'll make sure if you're on the wait list, and hopefully you can get through and get here. So basically I'm going to turn it over to Eric and to talk a little bit about the sponsors in the community.
Sure. And isn't it like one of those rare occasions or rare situations where what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Well, in this case, what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas. We made it a thing in Canada. And it's impossible to get such an event that requires all the support to get catering, like the prizes, support the speakers, and so on. It's absolutely impossible to get this happening without sponsors. So really, we want to recognize the the sponsors that really like volunteer, like we didn't have to go and hunt for them. When we talked about the event, they came out to us. So the sponsor here are really like organizations that try to support this community. Like we have to recognize that. It's not like people are just advertising. No, they went out to like put their hands in the pocket, put out money on the table to make this event happening, even before we had a single registered person. So really, like, thank you to all the sponsors, and I'll name them. I'll take the time to name them. Like first in our gold sponsors, like the one who bring up good money and will be there at the event and having sessions, presentations. Also, please go to those sessions. We've got MSCRM add-on. Sorry, we've got CGI, XRM Vision, Sharp XRM, and Converge. Like, thank you so much to be like gold sponsors for this event. Also, we got silver sponsors who are also bringing up good money to support the event, such as EC Learn by Engineered Code and Lantern Studios. Thank you so much. And this, like in this event, we thought that let's try to bring a way to have other organizations, smaller organizations, to show their support for the event, and that's why we considered this level of community sponsors. And here we got really good people like Fort Vermilion School Divisions. Wow, that's really nice of them. Purely CRM, Inogic, Power Pages Plus from IDAS, and also we got a few broadcasters like broadcasters such as Nick, Power Platform Boost podcast, and Scott maybe like Kickstarter on Toolcast and Dynamics Dish. So again, thank you so much. And not to forget the least, Microsoft is sponsoring the venue. If they were not there, and sorry, yes, Upzoids also supporting us. Thank you for the reminder there. And Microsoft being the venue sponsor, without them, it would be hard to find a good location, and they're offering lots of support with their team and with the location. So thank you again so much to all those sponsors.
Yeah, and a big shout out to Pram Nair, who's our Microsoft contact there. She's pretty much she is a member of our team, and without her, I don't think a lot of this could have happened at the Microsoft venue. Yeah. And I know Scott's been on site. I've seen pictures. I'm excited about the venue itself. Like, it looks like it's going to be a great spot to host an event.
It's a beautiful space. It really is. I mean, we're right on the 7th floor of 725 Granville Street, and yeah, it's a lovely. It's so bright and airy and modern. So yeah, it's going to be a really nice buzz, I think.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the speakers. So we put out the call for speakers, and I know at first we realized we had very limited spots because at the time we didn't think we had the 3 tracks. We thought we'd have to do 2. We thought we were going to be compressed for time, so we knew we had a very, very small pool of sessions available for speakers. So we decided to make sure that we weren't completely overwhelmed. We opened up the call for speakers, and then I know there was some grumbling that we only allowed one session per speaker to be put forward, and then we also put in a video requirement as well. Which I know I'm looking at a few friends who kind of talked to me offline about that they weren't too happy, but overall, we did expand that. We found out we had more space. We were able to expand that. So we've picked some. What was really cool with the MVP Summit happening, we have our friends from around the world traveling to Redmond, and they're taking an extra couple days off their schedule, pretty much at their own expense, to come up to Vancouver and to deliver some world-class content. So, I mean, if we just, I'm not sure, Victor, if you could even bring the speakers slide up on the screen or not. I know we didn't talk about this before, but
it's all good. It's here. Yeah.
And we have we have a mix of people that from the community, their videos, their YouTubes, their blogs. But we also have some new speakers as well. We wanted to encourage that. So if you're thinking about becoming a speaker at an event, we did have some new speakers, and we do have some new speakers in our lineup as well. We want to support that. We want to help you out. But if you take a look at these names, these are like people that, both people you recognize, and people that in a couple years they're going to be, you know, very recognizable as well, up and comers. So all across the board here. So again, you look at some of these, it's kind of the who's who of the Power Platform community, with a nice mix of new and upcoming speakers and things like that. So the content is going to be, it's just going to be world class. It's going to be, I would say, probably the best content you're going to get anywhere at any kind of community event. So it was, and that was extremely hard. There was a lot of sessions that we had to turn down, and that was probably one of the hardest parts of this entire process. Just going through, and like, it was kind of heartbreaking to tell folks that, sorry, we can't, we can't accept your session. I wish we could. And then maybe in the future we can expand and get those folks back to speak. So what are things that people should be aware of before, that have tickets that are coming as they come to Vancouver on March 16th?
Well, Nick, you did say in that video earlier that you were going to experience the mild weather of Vancouver in the spring. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Vancouver is beautiful in the spring with the cherry blossom, but I'm not sure about the mild weather, to be honest. So do check the weather before you pack whatever clothes you're going to be coming. Don't expect it to be sunshine. I mean, it may be beautiful sunshine. It may also be snow. So it's the experience. It is definitely the True North experience, as it says on the banner.
Current forecast I think says around 10 degrees
Celsius
on that day.
Yes, and for context,
we're in Canada. Hey,
we're in Canada.
It says that sometimes. The fact I'm used to the British forecast, which is, it's the national pastime in Britain, basically talking about the weather, and so that they've got it down to a fine art of predicting the weather. Here, however, it's somewhat more of a gamble, so it doesn't always get it right. But we can certainly talk about the weather until.
So Scott, I was talking with Chris yesterday. We woke up to a 9-degree weather here, sunny, beautiful day up until 3:30 p.m. Then I left to watch one of my kids' basketball games, and when I left the gym, it was down to -10 and a lot of snow on the ground. So about 45 minutes to an hour, it all changed. I know Vancouver is not as moody as Calgary, but
no, by no means. If that happens in Calgary, everyone just kind of carries on. But in Vancouver, everyone just stops. I mean, like, nobody can get anywhere if it happens like that. Nobody can drive in the snow. But I think that it's a unique place in the sense that you can be downtown in Vancouver and you can be in t-shirt and enjoying the weather. And then within 20 minutes, you can be up the mountain, you can be skiing. And so it really is a unique place, and you can obviously go out on the water and explore the forests and various different places. So lots and lots to do. So if you do extend your stay, there's lots of experiences you can do there. But so 725 Granville Street is like downtown. So if you're coming in by the SkyTrain or by bus, you want to get off at the Central Station stop, and 725. If you look up, you'll see a big Microsoft sign. It's on the side of the building, and but actually getting in there is a little bit more of a challenge because it's not really marked at street level. So you have to find the entrance, big double doors. You go into the foyer, and then hopefully you will see some people, some volunteers. We have got some amazing volunteers, and they really stepped up, this team of volunteers. And so you'll hopefully be greeted by some volunteers wearing some red hoodies, which will be very distinctive. And so you'll be able to see where you've come to the right place, and they'll usher you into the lifts and take you all the way up to the 7th floor, which you do get stunning views actually, where the sessions are going to be held in 2 of the rooms. Amazing views right all the way outside over Vancouver. I can't say enough about the volunteers really, because we just really cannot do it without those volunteers, and they've really helped really make a difference. So thank you for those.
Big time. And just to kind of remind people, the expected, like, we will publish the schedule like any day now, but The registration is expected to start at 8:15 in the morning, and be ready because the full day session will get started at 9 sharp. And really, what's important to remember is only registered attendees will be able to attend. There's no walk-ins. We cannot do that. It's a Microsoft venue, and security is very strict there. So only registered attendees. We have limited capacity. So only if you have a registered confirmed through Eventbrite that you will be able to walk in. So anybody who's not registered, go sign up for the waiting list. As Nick was saying earlier, plans change. People cannot attend. They will decline their tickets. So we manage the waiting list from there.
And if you do have a ticket and you are not intending on coming, please do go and get a cancel, and you will get a refund up to 7 days before. So please do that, because then you can free up your ticket for somebody else.
Yep, that'd be greatly appreciated. So,
and so, what time are we starting? What time do people actually need to arrive? Because
so once again, the registration is expected to start at 8:15, and the actual sessions, like the keynote session, will start at 9 o'clock sharp. And the end of the day is expected to be at 5 p.m. sharp.
And we've got a really exciting keynote speaker. We won't say who it is or what it's about, but I think you're really going to enjoy the keynote. It's always nice to start off the day with something that's inspirational. So yeah, we're really looking forward to hearing what you think about that.
And we will have door prizes as well. So what we ask is, folks, as you go through the sessions, provide feedback for each of the speakers, because as if you're a speaker yourself, or if you've done speaking before, you also want to know how to improve and how to get feedback, and also about the event itself. We need that feedback. So if we do decide to do this again, which I think we're already planning on it, we're already chatting a little bit for next year or later this year, or we don't know. I won't say anything yet. But we do want that feedback to know where we can do better. So if you provide that feedback, then your name's going to go into a draw, and the more feedback you provide, the better it will be. And we're going to have some pretty exciting prizes. Those are going to be things that you're going to want to stick around for the end of the day for. You will have to be there to collect a prize. So that's just sort of our sneaky way to make sure you stay for the whole day and not go skiing in the afternoon.
Sneaky, Nick. It's not so sneaky, is it? Let's face it.
Yeah,
it's just it's almost like bribery, really.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, definitely can't, so do help provide that feedback. And of course, we're going to talk about those things as well. And you know the drill, how these sessions are. The sessions are going to be a little bit shorter than what you might have been experiencing in another conference. They're going to be, I think, 30 to 35 minutes. So we did that just to make sure that we can maximize the content. I know from a speaker perspective, that means we have to sometimes speak a little fast and make sure that we're really hitting our main points. But from a learning perspective, sometimes it's great to get that information in, get you all psyched up, and get you all like ramped up on the things that you need to be ramped up about. So it's going to be a great time.
Nice thing is, because it is such a nice small and compact venue, at least where the event's taking place, you don't have to worry about walking for miles between sessions. So yeah, really gonna maximize the time we have.
And of course, we'll also be able to have networking time. So I mean, one of the things about these events is that it's not only about hearing the amazing content and the amazing speakers, but it's also about meeting other people and meeting and finding out about their experiences and what they think of the content and what they've been doing recently. So do take the opportunity where you can to talk to people. It's very easy in these events to sort of just turn up and then sit in your seat and sort of, keep to yourself. But, we may be encouraging you to speak to your fellow neighbors sitting where you are. We may be doing something like that.
Yeah, like make sure you have your LinkedIn apps on your phone so you can exchange. And if the cool thing is this is the place where you meet people from around the world. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's like, let's just say you're working on a power effects formula that's not working, and you're like, wait a minute, I met Eric at this event and he did a presentation on this, or he talked about stuff that he did. I'm going to send him a message to help me out of a jam. So these are the types of things, these are the places to make those connections.
100%. Yeah. And those events, they have a potential to really transform people's career path. I mean, we know multiple examples within the industry of folks who attended some of the events, and they built connections and they learned lots and they got inspired to come back home and really invest into Power Platform. So we know multiple stories now. So come prepare for it, to contribute, to connect, to learn, to make friends. It's a great opportunity.
And if you're a Power Pages fan or really want to learn Power Pages, I think this is probably the perfect event for you, because you'll have many of the experts that have been working with that product since its inception present at the event. So I think that's a very unique opportunity.
Yeah, that there'll be one picture to make and to hang on in our offices. I don't know of any other event that has united so many Power Pages professionals as this one will. So we'll see if we can get the picture this time.
Well, if it was going to be any event, it would be a Canadian event, right? So
Of course.
Yep. Listen, I have a lot of comments here from the community. So I'm gonna show a few. People really like the shirts. This is a classic.
Kaylee.
Yeah,
Kaylee was she was my colleague when I was working at Microsoft. I left her with all the docs for Power Pages, and she could be a Power Pages expert now as well, because she picked it up and everything. So yeah, awesome. Nice to see you, Kaylee, watching our event.
That's awesome. People are talking about the plaid shirt, the flannels. This is a classic. We did an online event, I think during COVID, and yeah, we're still keeping these ones in our closet. Let's see whom else we have here. We have Matthew Mead. I saw Matthew, I think, last Saturday. Yeah, he was hosting one of the events here in Calgary. Yes, my friend, it's good to see you too. To hear from you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Whom else? Aaron. I think Aaron's local here to either Calgary or Vancouver. I saw that he will be attending the event. Scott.
Yes. Certainly, Mark.
Right.
You can guarantee that. Yeah.
You could probably leave your snow pants at home, unless you want to go skiing. Then definitely bring that.
Yeah, a lot of folks are saying hello. Franco Musso, one of the
Franco.
speakers here as well.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome to see Franco in Canada. And for those of you who haven't seen Franco's content, I mean, it's amazing as well. So yeah, it's going to be awesome to see Franco there.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. All right. So needing a Power Pages injection into my... You get it. Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. I think we cover all. Any final remarks?
No, there's, I mean, a ton of...
Daryl is asking actually how Daryl Labar, hey Daryl, my partner in crime from XRM Toolcast, how many people are registered, and so currently
we're expecting 200. We have 300 people right now that are registered all over. So that includes also the speakers and volunteers, but overall 200 people. Amazing day.
But I think we could have easily, for the interest, and we could have gotten a lot more. It was just based on like capacity, really, in terms of the venue. So that's something we're going to take into consideration for future events as well. Like knowing that there is I knew the community was interested, but so
we could easily. We obviously will get BC Stadium next time. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah,
that's right.
Question for you, Victor.
Easy step.
Yeah.
Will people be fed?
Yes, we're thinking about creating a diet that was good for everybody. And you want to speak on that, Nick?
Yeah, everybody gets, because McRibs are back in Canada at McDonald's. We're gonna get everybody McRibs for lunch and breakfast. I've lost count of how many I've had during this promotion, but But yeah,
We're not
no.
sponsored by
Actually,
McDonald's though. You know, just
no.
have to make sure that clear.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
No, we
that?
actually.
I'm seeing the attendee list numbers now decline after you said McRib.
Yes.
Might have to recall that last statement there.
Oh,
Oh, that's
shoot,
good.
numbers are going down. Yeah, big time.
That mean more for me. Perfect.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
in all seriousness, basically we looked at a few caterers around. We got a really good catering company called, I think, Served, and there is a the speaker dinners, of course, that's for the speakers exclusively and some of those folks. But on the day of, they're doing I think we're doing like a lunch for sure, and some snacks and stuff, and we're doing breakfast as well, right? Or a little bit of a breakfast or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You looked at their menu, and I mean, it is not McRib. It is next level. It is good, really high quality food. Of course, and also taking into account other people, their different diet restrictions or things like that. So hopefully everybody is well fed, no matter what you eat and what you like. And yeah, so definitely there'll be some. The food will be good. So if you're coming for anything at all, the food would be totally worth it. So
Yeah.
and then we'll go
But
out
no
for McRibs
McRibs.
after. We'll go for McRibs after.
there you go. There you go. I mean, the meals were one of the primary reasons why we decided to ask for a nominal fee on tickets. We didn't want the food to be wasted, considering what's happening around the world. So that is the primary view. I don't think anyone that is part of this group is looking to become rich out of these events. The heart is always to provide best content and best experience to the community. So if you saw a price tag on the ticket, it's not because we want to send Eric to his next vacation in Mexico. It's because we want to make sure that you show up and all the resources that are allocated for you are there.
Yeah, it's a good point, Victor. I know we haven't really announced this or talked about this, but the Canadian Power Platform Summit is a non-profit organization. We are not in it to make any money. So it is purely to any money that we collect from our sponsors or from the tickets is primarily to cover the costs, because there are costs involved in putting on an event. Like, for instance, like the catering. The reason for the ticket prices, again, was a little bit to cover the event costs, but also to make sure that people would show up, because that was a primary concern. We have been to events, and I think everybody has, where we see after everybody's had lunch, just piles and piles of food left over, and we're kind of like, we always get a little bit, okay, like, where does this food go? We wanted to make sure if there was food left over, that at least that could be allocated somewhere. But then even more, let's just make sure that we could have the food we want, or the food that's there covers so no one will starve at the event, but also we wanted to make sure that our food would be used up. And then the other thing too about the not-for-profit, none of us are being paid for anything. Of course some of our expenses are being covered, but in terms of we made it, it's actually in our charter that none of us would make any kind of financial gain from this. It's purely a volunteer thing. If we have money left over, we'll see if we do or not. Then we're going to probably put it towards our next event, just to kind of build up on that. And again, we are sort of, trying to do some things for our speakers as well, because like I said, our speakers are coming pretty much out of pocket to travel and having accommodation. So we're helping out there a little bit as well, just to be completely transparent in terms of our organization and the finances.
And Eric, you kind of seem to have fallen into the treasurer role. I mean, you seem to have the budgets and that. So we all have to go to Eric to sort of, say, do we have the budget to do this and stuff? So, and Eric, takes a sharp intake of breath through his teeth. Ooh, I don't know about that. So
let me check the spreadsheet.
Yes. And I can be pretty rigid on this one. Yes.
Yeah, we haven't built an app yet to manage this event. It's all on spreadsheets. We'll get there.
All in Excel.
I think we've actually put that on our wish list for the potential next event, to do like a pre-day, app in a day hackathon. Like, build us an app to manage this conference.
Yes.
There you go.
There's a
Crowdsource it.
question on there that I also on the chat. I'm just kind of noticing about live streaming. We are not live streaming. We're live streaming today, but we're not going to be live streaming the event. That was, talk about budget and costs and logistics. That was something that we looked into. It was just way too cost prohibitive to do this in a way that we would want to do it. And I think there's lots of other great online events. I know Power'24 is coming up the week following, so definitely check those out. Those are put on by friends of ours as well. So there are a lot of virtual events that are covering a lot of the same type of material, but this is an in-person. We want to see you in person. We want to fist bump, shake hands, hugs, whatever you're comfortable with, all in the same room. So.
Awesome. I purposely left that comment on the shirt here for us to reflect a little bit if we should produce some flannels, but we'll talk about it offline. Yeah, I think we covered it all. I mean, anyone wants to make some final remarks?
I think we had another question there from the chat. Is there any breakout areas to network in? That was coming from Scott.
So Scott, there are spaces. I mean, that's one of the beauties of the 7th floor and in the 725 Granville Street in Vancouver. There's lots of spaces there to sort of walk around. And so although we want to encourage everybody to go to the sessions, because that's really the key thing about this event, is that we've got so many great speakers with so much content together. So definitely the focus is always about the content, but absolutely there are spaces that you can walk around. We'll obviously have lunch as well and breakfast. And there are two areas, sort of two common areas that you can sort of walk around, and some tables and chairs as well. So yeah, no sort of dedicated rooms that you can go into like meeting rooms, but absolutely lots of space to walk around and network. And
definitely highly encourage walking by and saying hi to the sponsors that will be out there in one of the common areas.
Yeah,
great
good
sponsors. Point. So highly recommend meeting with them and make some great connections.
Alrighty. So to end this live broadcast, I'm just gonna roll that video again with Nick's voice because it's so soothing. It calms me down. It prepares me for my next meetings. So we're gonna roll that again. And friends, it's 15-day countdown. We'll see you in Vancouver soon. The dream is becoming a reality, folks.
Yep.
Yeah. See you soon, everyone.
See you
All
soon.
right. See ya.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Welcome to the Canadian Power Platform Summit, where innovation, collaboration, and all things Power Platform take center stage, eh? This year, we're bringing the Power Platform community in the stunning city of Vancouver, British Columbia. Whether you're a local enthusiast or joining us from around the globe, get ready for an unforgettable celebration. Our goal is to unite the local and international Power Platform communities against the backdrop of Canada's natural beauty. Vancouver, BC serves as the perfect host city, offering not just incredible content, but a chance to experience leisure like never before. Explore the iconic Stanley Park, where lush greenery meets the Pacific Ocean. It's the perfect spot for networking or just enjoying breathtaking views. And for the adventure seekers, don't miss out on a trip to Whistler, the world-renowned ski resort. Whether you're into skiing, snowboarding, or just soaking in the alpine beauty, Whistler has it all. Plus, with the conference happening in the spring, you'll witness Vancouver at its most vibrant. Soak in the cherry blossoms, enjoy the mild weather, and make the most of your time in this beautiful city. Join us for the Canadian Power Platform Summit, an immersive experience of learning, networking, and embracing the beauty of Vancouver. We can't wait to welcome you to this unique gathering of Power Platform enthusiasts. See you there, eh?